Hi team, welcome to your Barefoot Bootcamp Kettlebell Flow Edition. What you need for today's class is a pair of kettlebells. I have a hard style kettlebell that I like to use for this particular class, but you can use a kettlebell sports style. Also, a pair of dumbbells. That way you can do the dumbbell flow that will prepare you for the kettlebell pattern we're going to do today. The weight of the kettlebell should be a medium weight. I'm using a 12K. Normally I work out with a 16, 18 to 20K, so something that you know you can do halos with, that you can manipulate the bell with for an extended period of time. Might be a 10K or an 8K for you. We are working on rotation in this class. And for the dumbbell, same thing. I'm working with a 20, but you can do a 15 or a 10. As always, this class is going to start off with a pattern, and then we're going to work our way from the pattern into a more complex pattern. And today's theme is information richness. You know that the characteristics of getting into a flow state regarding how you perceive things are going to follow a specific order. First is selflessness, loss of ego. Timelessness, time dilates or stretches or gets shorter, and then effortlessness, which things will start to feel easy. And the last bit is information richness, where you're going to be able to take in more information at a faster rate, and that way you're going to be able to recognize new patterns, and you'll be able to adapt those patterns or integrate those patterns more quickly. So for this particular class, that's what we're going to be focusing on, that information richness, which is an easy way to get into it. Just pay attention, pay close attention to what you're doing. Focus on your body, yourself, and you'll see you'll be able to get into this flow state a little more easily. We're going to start with mobility before we get into the yoga flow, and then we're going to get into the dumbbell flow. So let's give it a go. This is my favorite way, one of my favorite ways to warm up before yoga. I start with my shoulders, bring it up to the ears, and then down. Typically I go shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, and then finally spine. We got one more. We're just going to do 3 of each. This is like a, what do you call it? A very short and effective way to warm yourself up before you do anything. 2 more, all the way to the ears, and then all the way down to the hips. Then, thumbs up to yourself for taking this class. You're going to rotate the thumbs out and then draw them towards the body and then extend them out. Technical would be rotation, flexion, and extension. 1 more. And then, thumbs down to the part of you that doubted that you're going to take this class, bring it in, and roll it out, just like so. Feels good. I'm sure it looks even better. Last one. And then since I have my arms out, I'm just going to circle my arms like a pop and locker. Did I say that right? Lock and popper. Arms will stay out. You're going to rotate your left palm up towards the ceiling as you draw the shoulder into the pec, as if you have a rope in the hand, and then alternate. We got 2 more. And I'm going to over-rotate because I want to get into that shoulder joint. 1 more. From here, we're going to go right into the hips. And this is the one I love to do, Tai Chi Knees or Tai Chi hips. You're going to sink into your left hip, bending the knee, and then roll it out. And then right hip. And then just back and forth. So breaking it down, I'm shifting, rotating, and then transferring the weight. Shift, sit, rotate. 1 more. And then we're just going to reverse that. So you're going to transfer your weight to your right leg, rotate in, just getting the hips nice and warm. You feel like your hip socket, you'll definitely feel it. And if you got to meditate and levitate on one spot, you got to do your thing. Then we're going to go right into the knees. Hands go on the knees, a little bit of pressure, circle it out. And then other direction. So again, I usually do shoulders, hips, knees, and then I'm going to go right to the spine. Take a big inhale, opening up the chest. I'll turn profile for this one, and you'll exhale. And then the palms are going to go up, thumbs as if you're trying to bring them back together. And then you'll draw your hands in, extend, and out. Extend, and out. And 2 more bonus ones for you. A little bit of a circle with the rib cage. It goes forward, take it to the left, take it back, take it to the right, and then we're just going to smooth it out. All the way around. You can let your shoulders move. We got 1 more. And if you're by yourself, don't worry about if you don't have the coordination. It'll develop in time. Forward, take it to the right, take it back to the left, and then smooth it out. And you can involve your hips too. And then one last little bonus one. Before we get into the flow, take it to the back of the mat. This one's like a dolphin, so you drop your hips back. Start with the pelvis and whip the spine up. 2 more. Super fun, super cool. You can do this at a Zoom dance party. Drop down. We're gonna come into downward facing dog, coming into our yoga flow section. We're gonna do each pattern 3 times. And on the 4th one, we're gonna do a little bit of a hold. So right leg's gonna come up into scorpion, take a big inhale. As you exhale, knee to opposite elbow. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, leaning forward. 1 more, scorpion. Key on this one is to bend the knee. And as you draw it in, squeeze your core. 4th one, we're just gonna hold the scorpion for a brief moment. Opening up the hip. You can put a soft bend in the left knee if you need to, pushing out away from the mat with the hands. As you exhale, bring the knee to the opposite elbow. This is gonna cue our transition to the next section. Knee to opposite elbow, hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now check it out, I'm just gonna drop, lift left hand off. Now I'm in a crab position. You're set up, make sure your hips are halfway between the heels of your feet and the heels of your hands. Left elbow draws in. We're going for a crab reach. So you can extend the hips up, bumping the hip into the elbow. 2 shoulders in one line and then framing the face. And then draw everything back down. The key on this one is to keep your elbow connected. Feel the connection between the hip and the elbow. 2 shoulders in one line. And then this will just trace and frame the face as if you're trying to reach back and touch your shoulder. Be a shoulder toucher. Last one, smoothly. Good, and then we're gonna hold the 4th one. Holding here, 2 shoulders in one line. The bottom hand, I'm rotating out clockwise, as if you're trying to turn a pickle jar. Pickle jar heroes in the house. Drop it all the way down, and then opposite hand foot is gonna pick up as you pivot on the left foot. So there's that moment where you're gonna hover, and then you're gonna sit it back, and then just switch to the other side. So I picked up and I jumped up the left foot. Big inhale. As you exhale, knee to opposite elbow. 3 times, smooth. So find that pathway from the knee, or rather from the knee, knee to the elbow. 1 more. What I'm saying is this pathway. There's a pathway here from the midline, outside, midline, across the body. Last one. Hold it open for a brief moment. Leg heavy. And then you're gonna draw it in. Knee to elbow, squeezing here for 3, 2, turn towards your right shoulder, dropping down. You're set up again if you need the little bit of a preparatory step. Make sure your hips are halfway between your heels of your hands, heels of the feet. Elbow in, bump, extend, frame, elbow draws back in, retract, drop the hips down. So make it simple. Press with the feet, press with the hips, extend. Woo. 1 more, hips up. And then on the 4th one, we're gonna do a little bit of a hold. So hips connect. Notice I'm still connected to the hip. Shoulders in one line, then I extend, hold here for a brief moment before we take off to the next section. Then you're gonna drop, opposite hand to foot. So your left foot's gonna pick up as you pivot on the ball of the right foot. And then when you get to the center, you're gonna do a little scoot and a jump, just like that. Then, drop your hips back into a loaded beast, or this is just like a springy child's pose. We're gonna do the right side first, so right leg will go out into a sit-through. Just drop the hip, extend the leg, come back. Now, as we come back, you're gonna jump into a little dragon lunge. Left foot goes forward. 2 more times that side. So drop the hips. This one we're not gonna do a 4th time, just twice or 3 times through. Extend the leg, left hand will lift. Now, my left foot, rear foot is gonna jump to the front of the mat as my right leg extends back. 1 more. Springy on the loaded beast, rotate the body. Left foot will turn out, right leg has to extend. Keep it tight, this will make it easier to jump into dragon lunge. Just like so. Then we're gonna go right to the other side. So dropping the hips back, rotate to your right. Right foot will pivot, left leg will extend, and then I'm gonna jump into the dragon lunge. Don't think about it too much. Just think right foot to front, left foot to back. Or do think about it. Dropping the hips back, rotate, extend the left leg out. Notice my weight is back, and then I'm gonna jump. As I jump, my head will go forward into the dragon lunge. Last time. Drop the hips back, knees will hover, arms out, rotate, pivot the right foot, extend the left leg is tight. Notice I'm back. That way I can push off the rear leg and jump forward, like so. I just got Italian for a second. Okay, now we're gonna do a front sit through, a little breakdown. This is gonna be a little bit different. I want you to pivot your left hand. So you're moving your left hand so it's facing the side of the mat, and you're gonna step with the right and swing your left leg out. So your hips are gonna swing. Now when you come back, redirect the hands so the fingers are facing forward. Right hand's gonna move. This is gonna make it a little bit easier to do. Swing the hips. So it's not quite direct as a traditional animal flow front sit through. This one is more jujitsu-ish, I guess. So left hand goes out. It feels a little bit better because you swing your hips. So I'm swinging outside. I come back. Second time. So I know we're alternating on this one. So we got 2 more sets. And I should have mentioned that, but I didn't. Last one. So when I swing, right fingers turn out. My hips are gonna go around like they're arcing. So I'll go slow, arc, extend the leg, left hand will lift, jump back, boom. Then we're gonna do a little bit of a unloaded down dog to up dog, come back, down dog, drop the hips, unload. We'll do one more, and then we're gonna pick up this dumbbell and put in that work. That was your yoga / mobility flow dynamic style. We'll be doing that in segments throughout the class. Pop up, little tap, grab your dumbbell. I'm gonna use the 20 for this. This one, we're gonna go for about 6 reps in total. And then after that, I'll tell you when it's gonna be 30 seconds or a minute. Do this, interlace your fingers like that. We're just gonna go around, haloing. Go over your right shoulder, over the left, and pull it in. 5 more. So just get used to this, not going fast. 4 more. I'm opening up. 3 more. Block the sword. Here's the key, let it drag behind you. You don't want to resist the opening. Yeah, don't resist the opening. I'm gonna put that on my Facebook post later on. Last one. And then we're just gonna reverse direction. You block over the left shoulder, behind you, over the right shoulder, pull it down. Just like that. Keep going, you got 5 more. I'm gonna turn profile so you can see. Notice, I block, here's where I don't resist. Then I come to 90 with the opposite arm, 90, and then block again. 3 more. 2 more. This next drill, I'm not gonna mirror you, just so you know, not gonna mirror you. You are gonna keep this grip. Step to the top of your mat, if you're not, well, you should already be there, but top of the mat, not mirroring you, profile, step back with the right leg. It's a long lunge. Little pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Almost like a Bulgarian split squat in the front leg where I'm really creasing at the hip. 2 more, 1 more, stand up, left leg back. So it's a long lunge, weight drops over the right thigh. Here we go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We're gonna put those 2 movements together for 3, 2, 1. Only going 30 seconds, not mirroring you, so profile. Go over the left shoulder, halo. Step back, right leg. And then repeat other side. Right shoulder, I'll go slow for 2 more. Left shoulder, around. Right leg, step back. Left shoulder, left leg, step back. 15 seconds. Just feel the pattern. Send your head forward as your leg goes back. Send the head forward, leg goes back. Bend the knee. A little more intense, you'll bend the knee a bit more. Really loading up the lead leg. And time. We're gonna go right into a good morning. So switch the grip, crush grip. It goes on the back.